Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, okay? Today in our mathematics, we are going to be learning about area of rectangle and square. In today's video, we are going to know the meaning of area and how to use our formulas to solve to get our area in our rectangle and square. Okay, are we ready to go into today's lesson? We are with our book and our pencil or pen, right? Okay, now we are first of all going to know the meaning of area. Okay, the area of a shape is a measure of its surface. The area of a shape refers to the amount of space or surface enclosed by that shape. Okay, do we understand that? It's like measuring how much space is in the flat surface of the object, like the rectangle or the circle. Okay, so and there are formulas we use in calculating the area, but that depends on the specific shape. Each shape has their different formulas in finding their area, and today we are going to be looking at the rectangle and the square. Okay, so the formula for the rectangle of finding our area is length times width, which can also be equal to L times W. Okay, and the formula for finding the area of our square is length times length, which can be equal to length square. Okay, now here is a picture of our rectangle. We can see our rectangle, right? This is the length and this is the width. This is the length and this is the width of our rectangle, and we say that finding the area of our rectangle, how do we do it? Length times width, right? So it will be length times width. Do we understand? And here we have our square. The square has the four equal parts, which is the length here, the length here, the length here, and the length down. So the square, each corner is called the length. Okay, so we are going to be moving over to some examples to know how to get the area of our square and rectangle. Are we ready to do that? We're with our books and our pencils, right? Okay. Example says we are to calculate the area of a rectangle. We are first of all going to be focusing on the rectangle. So we are to calculate the area of this rectangle in the equation that we are going to be reading out. Are we ready? Number one, we have calculate the area of a rectangle 6 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. The first step we are going to do is write out our formula. The area of a triangle rectangle, how do we write it? Is length times width, right? They say we should calculate the area of our rectangle and is by 6 centimeter by 35 centimeter. So our length is 6 centimeter here and our width is 3.5 centimeter. So we have to calculate it to get our area, which is the middle or the inside of this rectangle. Okay, so we write out our formula and input our numbers according to the formula. We have 6 centimeter times 3.5 centimeter. When you calculate that, it will give you 21.0 centimeter. This zero is irrelevant, so we have 21 centimeter square. Okay. Our number two, we have calculate the area occupied by a classroom board of size by 6 centimeter by 10 centimeter. Okay, we first of all do was write out the area of our rectangle formula. Okay, the length is 6 centimeter and the width is 10. So we are to do what? Multiply it. Remember we said to find the area of the rectangle, we multiply L times W, right? Good. So number 2, when we write out our formula, we have to write our numbers, impute them according to the formula. We have 6 times 10, and when we multiply 6 by 10, our answer will be 60. Okay, did we understand that? 60 meter square. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. We have a rectangle with a length of 8 meters and a width of 4 meters. Find its area. So we have to find the area of a rectangle which the length is 8 meters and the width is 4 meters. The length is 8 meters. Here is 8 meters and the width is 4 meters. We are to find the area. So what do? We have L times W. Okay? We first of all write out our formula. Area of a rectangle, L times W, is equals to what? We write out our length, 8 meters, then our width, 4 meters. What do we do next? We multiply them together. And when we multiply 8 times 4, it's going to give us what? 32. Okay? 32 meter square. That is our answer. Good. We have number 4. We're going to read the question. A rectangle with a length of 10 centimeter and the width of 5 centimeter finds its area. Okay, we have to find the area of a rectangle. The rectangle's length is 10 centimeter and the width is 5 centimeter. What do? We multiply the length times the width, right? Good. So when we write out our formula, we input our numbers according to the formula. The length is 10 and the width is 5. So we have 10 times 5. And when we multiply 10 by 5, it's going to give us what? 50 centimeter square. Okay? Good. We're going to take more examples. Here we have examples of calculating the area of the square. We're calculating the area of the rectangle first. Now we are going to be calculating the area of the square. Okay? Number 1 question, we have calculate the area of the square with 5 meter. So what do we do first? We write out our area of the square formula, which is length times length equals to, is either you write it as L square. So first of all, we are going to write out we are going to input our number into our formula. We have the area of a square is equals to 5:2, or sorry, 5 square equals to 5 times 5. And when we multiply 5 by 5, it will give us what? 25 meters square. So the area of this square will be 25 meters square. Okay? The next question, we have a square with the length of 8 meters. Calculate the area. What do we do first? We write out our area of a square formula. Now they said our square has the length is 8 meters, and we said each part of this square has equal length, right? Here is the length, here is the length, here is the length, and here is the length. And it has what? How many meters? It has the length of 8 meters. So we have to calculate the area. Well, as we have written our formula, we do what next? Length times length. Okay? And we write out our numbers, we input our numbers into the formula. Have we done that? We have 8 raised to power 2 equals to 8 times 8. It's either written this way or is written this way. And when we multiply 8 times 8, it gives us 64 meter square. It gives us what? 64 meter square. Our next question, here we have calculate the area of a square with a side length of 6 centimeter. With a what? Side length of 6 centimeter. Okay. Now our circle, the length is 6 centimeter. We have to calculate it, and we say to calculate the area of the square, our formula is what? Length times length. Good. Our formula is what? Length times length. So we have to calculate out the area of this square, and we write out our formula. Length times length equals to L raised to power 2. Then we impute our number into our formula. We have 6 as our number, right? So we say 6 raised to power 2 equals to 6 times 6. You can either write it like this and multiply, or write it like this out and multiply. When we write out and input our number into our formula, we have 6 times 6, which will give us what? 36. If you multiply 6 times 6, it will give us 36. So our answer is 36 meters square. Okay, good. Our next question here, we have a square with the side length of 10 centimeter. Find the area. We do the same. We write out our formula, the area of our square. The formula is length times length, right? Then we input our number into our formula. 10 raised to power 2 equals to 10 times 10. It means this. And our answer is going to be what? 100 centimeter square. Right? Right? Good. We have other examples here. In this example, let's read. If the area of the rectangle is 150 meters square, if the breadth is 13 centimeter, calculate the length. Here we have found the area. This rectangle has the area. So now we have to calculate the length. Okay, so when we write out our formula, we have area equals to length times breadth, or known as length times width. Okay, our area here is 150 meters square. We write out our 150 meter equals to, is the length we are looking for, so write L times the breadth or the width is 30 centimeter. You write it out. What do we do next? We make sure that our length is on the other side and we divide by 30. You divide each side by 30, and when you divide each side by 30, you have 150 over 30 here. And how do you divide 150 over 30? You can use the long division method to try out how to divide 150 over 30. When you do that, your answer will be 5. Okay, 5 times 30 will give us 150. So 30 can divide 150 and it will give us 5. Okay, good. We have another example here. Here is for the square. If the area of the square is 25 meters square, calculate its length. Now we have the area of the square, we have to calculate the length. So our formula will be length equals to square root of area. We have to look for the square root of area. Okay, so L equals to our area of the square is what? 25 meters square. So we say square root 25, and the square root of 25, the square root means two numbers that are the same, that when they multiply they will give you that same number. And the square root of 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 will give us 25. So the length of the square here is 5 and the area is 25 meters. I hope we understood, right? Here we were already given the area, we were to find the length. So to find the length formula is square root of the area. Okay, good. Now we are to practice more about knowing how to solve the area of our rectangle and the area of our square. We have some practices here for you to do. You will refer to the examples to find your answers. Okay, one, we have find the area of the square with the side length of 12 centimeter. You do that looking at the previous example and you get your answer. A rectangle garden has a length of 15 meter and a width of 8 meters. Calculate the area of this garden. You look at the previous solving we have done and calculate also. I hope you understood. Good.